Good morning. Hello all. My name is Ryan Faucett, and I have the distinct honor of leading the Sustainability Engagement and Partnership team for Boeing globally. I'm joined by a number of my colleagues here from Southeast Asia and around the world, and I couldn't be more proud of them as they embark on this journey to decarbonize aviation. I want to start with acknowledging the Air India accident, Flight 171, on June 12th, and offer condolences to all those affected. Boeing is supporting the ongoing investigation, and we will continue to do so. Safety is everything in our industry, and we can't have sustainable aviation without safe aviation. Boeing is proud to support the sustainable growth for the industry and is focused on solutions and actions. Nowhere is that more evident than here in Asia Pacific. I want to specifically thank Professor Shamsul Kamar, CEO, National Aerospace Industry Corporation, Malaysia, for the continued strong partnership, his determined leadership in advancing sustainable aviation in Malaysia. We talk about sustainable aviation together at Boeing, and this collaboration here today is a prime example of that. The title here, No Net Zero Without Asia Pacific, couldn't ring more true, but I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey first. We can go to the next one there, Mark. Perfect. First, I know it's right after the break, so we're going to ask for your participation. All right, so you can get out your phones and go ahead and scan this QR code. It's going to take you to a platform where you can put in a quick answer to this question, which is, what's the word that describes sustainable aviation to you? So go ahead and put that in, and we'll come back to it at the end of the presentation, and we'll see what the collective energy here is around sustainable aviation. Let's go next. All right. This is an important slide for me personally. We all have a story about why we're connected to aviation. My story actually started when I was about 6 years old. My grandfather took me up in a glider ride. He was telling my parents that we were going for ice cream. He lied to them. He took us for a plane ride. Instead, I've been hooked ever since. My parents forgave him. Look, aviation connects the world, whether that's creating a dream for someone like Lamia, who's a 14-year-old girl in Morocco, dreams of being a pilot. Boeing and Royal Emirates took her on her first flight at the end of last year, introduced her to women pilots, inspired her dream for aviation. There's stories like that around the world, including here in Asia Pacific, and Boeing's proud to be part of that. But there's economic and other social benefits as well. Just some stats, 4.4 billion passengers carried, 8 trillion in goods exchanged, and 87 million jobs supported. Those are the latest figures from ATAG in December of 2024. So tremendous opportunity for continued growth and prosperity through aviation, but we've got to protect it. And if we go to the next slide, we'll talk a little bit about the challenges in continuing that growth. So aviation currently, about 2.5%, that was mentioned earlier today, of global emissions. The thing to understand is the progress that this industry has made. Since 1960, we have actually improved fuel efficiency as an industry 80%. So we've gone from 20 to 3.7 liters of fuel per 100 passenger kilometers. 20 to 3.7 in that period. So we're now on par with the efficiency of your average hybrid electric car. That is something to be recognized. We talk about 2.5%. We've come a long way. But in that same time period, we've grown a lot as well, right? So 15 times growth from 7 million passengers carried in 1960. We're well over 40 million now, and we're going to see that growth continue to 2050. Over 2 gigatons of CO2 expected from the industry by 2050, if left unabated. So that 2.5% number likely climbing 5–10%. We've seen estimates even higher. And then it's because these other industries are going to find solutions quicker than aviation. But that this provides opportunity. This really provides an opportunity for us. So we've got strategies in the industry that we can activate. If we go to the next, these are our 5 pillars. All right, so this is the basis of what we can do to decarbonize aviation, and this is how Boeing sees it. And we've got participation across this spectrum. So the first one on fleet renewal, every new generation of aircraft that we put into the market is 20 to 30% more efficient than the generation it replaced. And Boeing has a laser focus right now for our customers on the production system and making sure it's stable, making sure it's safe, making sure we put out quality airplanes so that our customers and the airlines around the world can enjoy the benefits of these new fuel-efficient aircraft. Operational efficiency is super important. That's the low-hanging fruits available today. The air traffic management and the onboard systems that we're innovating can provide up to 10% additional benefit for the industry. Renewable energy, that's the big topic. As we've seen, that's the largest opportunity that we have in this industry to decarbonize. We talk a lot about SAF, but there's other technologies as well on the horizon that we don't want to ignore. Things like methane and methanol fit into this space. And I think the innovation here is still occurring, which is exciting. It's an exciting space, and that's why I know a lot of you are here today. We'll talk about more SAF in a minute. Advanced technologies. So these are the new investments that Boeing and others are making into the industry to continue to push the envelope of what's possible from flying machines. That very first picture there is the Sustainable Flight Demonstrator, the X-66. That's a collaboration we had with NASA. Just in April, we announced we're pivoting that program to focus exclusively on the truss-braced wing aspect on it. I assure you it's not a stealth technology. So this very thin, long wing is kind of the future of airfoils, and it's going to provide kind of next generation efficiency. That is something that we're going to be investing in heavily, and you might see that on future programs from Boeing. The other pieces of advanced technology around hydrogen propulsion, around hybrid technologies, we're absolutely investing in those as well. But there's a sequence to these technologies that's important to understand. It's a very intense process to certify an all-new airplane, as you all know. And so when we do that, we want to make sure we're being very thoughtful. And so it's really about sequencing these things in the right way. So you're going to see a lot of upfront work in SAF because that's the bedrock of what's going to take us forward. And then you'll see us continue to put these new technologies in play at the right scale, at the right time. All right, so that's what you can expect from Boeing, and I know other OEMs around the world are pursuing similar work. The final one that you can't see right now, but hopefully we'll get that back up there in a minute, is around market-based measures. And this is important space. It was mentioned earlier as well. We're going to need all the help we can get to net zero. And there's going to be a gap. There we go. And that needs to be filled by reliable and credible offsets and removals. We recognize this. I think the industry is coming to recognize this. We fully support and endorse CORSIA. And so we as Boeing, too, are starting to invest more in carbon removal technology and helping some of those technology providers to be CORSIA eligible so that our airlines around the world can actually tap into those credits at a cost base that makes sense for them. All right, so this is our kind of total picture. I want to neck down into kind of the how, okay? So we know what the what is. The what is those 5 strategies, but how do we activate them? When do we activate them? What kind of enabling policy is going to be the most optimum? We developed a tool called Cascade. Cascade is a climate visualization tool for the journey to net zero for aviation. And the power of this is not in the charts that it produces, which are really pretty. It's in the dynamic nature of the tool itself. So you can put in assumptions around traffic growth. You can put in assumptions around technology maturity. You can build your own hybrid electric airplane in the tool. You can make assumptions about SAF feedstock, life cycle, calculations, very detailed stuff. And it'll recalculate in real time what your net zero journey looks like. This has been very effective with policymakers around the world to help illustrate what it's going to take to get to net zero for their region. And we recently came out with a new version of this Cascade tool that allows you to focus in on a specific region, specific aircraft types. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And the best part is it's available to every one of you for free. Boeing's made a significant investment in Cascade over the last couple of years. We've made the commercial choice not to commercialize it. We want to make it available to the industry so that it can be used, adopted, and ultimately so we can make better decisions collectively as an industry. So you can go to cascade.boeing.com or look at that QR code, and you'll be able to go right into the tool yourself. You can create your own profile, and you can start saving the scenarios that you build and sharing them. Later today, you're going to have an opportunity to see a demo from Charmine and Maddie from my Boeing team, and they're going to take you through a Southeast Asia specific scenario. So look forward to that. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, current market outlook. So Boeing puts out a current market outlook every year. We've done this for about 50 years, and it's become an industry standard around what is the growth of the industry look like for the next 20-year period, right? So every year we put out the next 20 years. Very consistently, we've seen a 4 to 5% growth rate over that 50-year period. And as we look ahead, we just put out our last current market outlook released at the Paris Air Show a couple weeks ago. We see globally about a 4% growth rate over the next 20 years, right? So that's about 40,000 new airplanes needed. The interesting thing about the CMO is that not all growth is equal around the world. We see certain regions growing faster than others in the future. And what's very relevant for where we are today is that regions in Asia Pacific are set to lead the way in this air traffic growth of the next 20 years. And in the South and Southeast Asia subregions in particular, we see a 7% growth rate over the next 20 years. That's 8,000 new airplanes in this region alone. So when we think about that tension between growth and responsible, sustainable growth, it's really going to be felt here in this region. If you're not already feeling it, it'll just accelerate over the next decade and change. So if we go to the next, what has Boeing been doing to advance sustainability and SAF scale up? I want to talk about roadmaps. These are really important. I'm a father to 2 young sons. We do Legos. To me, these are like the base plates in Legos. Like, you've got to put down a good foundation. That's what these roadmaps are all about. They lay a foundation. They put a common set of knowledge out there so that policy makers, regulators, airlines, everybody can be operating off the same sheet of music. So while they are academic in nature, they're very practical in application. We've seen many examples where policy is being built off the backs of these roadmaps. So I'm just going to highlight a few of these. In Australia, we partnered with CSIRO in 2023 and subsequently released a state of play report in November 2024. Identified that Australian SAF production not only enables local fuel production capacity to meet demand, but it also contributes to sovereign fuel security. And that was a big unlock in Australia, as fuel security is a major issue there, and I know that's applicable to a lot of the nations here in Asia Pacific. As a result of that roadmap, when we talk about actions and results, Boeing itself actually announced a partnership with Wagner Sustainable Fuels to support development of a SAF production facility in Brisbane, Australia, utilizing municipal solid waste to SAF technology. In Japan, we co-sponsored a SAF feedstock study with ICF, led by us, MHI, SMBC. We had our friends at JAL and ANA as advisors. And this identified that Japan has, surprisingly for some, real capacity for domestic SAF supply through different types of domestic feedstock. We see an opportunity for 441 million gallons of SAF by 2030 from woody biomass, municipal solid waste, renewable electricity. So we see a pathway for them to meet that 10% by 2030 goal that was set by the Japanese government. And then in March of this year, we joined Japan Airlines, Marubeni, and other partners on an MOU for a pre-feasibility study for a SAF commercialization using domestic forest residues, right? And it was built on the back of that report. So these reports leading to real action. Now in Southeast Asia, we helped sponsor with RSB, Roundtable on Sustainable Biomaterials, a study that found that 45.7 million tons of SAF could be produced annually by 2050 in this region. So not only can this region have enough feedstock to support its own demand from SAF, but it could be a net exporter, right? So this is an economic opportunity equation unlocked through this study. 90% of the feedstock potential in Southeast Asia comes from Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. 75% of those feedstocks are what we call consumer waste and ag waste. Rice straw husk, cassava, sugarcane, MSW. So that creates this circular economy potential as it elevates the economic opportunity for farmers. And also where we're not burning ag waste in open fields, we can see a local air quality benefit as well. By producing fuel locally in the region, we've used the Cascade tool to quickly analyze the economic opportunity, and it's $36 to $43 billion by 2050 just from SAF. So this is an entirely new industry coming online in region due to what those feedstocks can translate into. So we're going to continue to invest in these types of roadmaps, and we're looking for partners to do that with here in Asia Pacific and beyond. Now finally, I just want to give a view of the number of activities in region that we've been up to. So for us, it's continuing to partner, continuing to bring folks together, whether those are governments, academia, airlines. We have to partner locally to activate SAF globally. My team now is in over 13 different countries for Boeing. These are local people that are in those markets working alongside governments and customers and partners. Across the region, we convene multi-industry stakeholders through forums, seminars, roundtables to deepen the understanding of what it takes to actually scale the industry. Want to highlight, we collaborate with key partners, including Aviation, the Secretariat in driving regional studies, advancing policy dialogues at the Aviation ministers' meetings and working group levels. And then we also, on a technical basis, and you can flip forward, we've been pursuing work in our R&D centers around the world, including in region, to continue forward on SAF test flights using our airplanes and our customer airplanes to deliver on our commitment to fly 100% SAF by 2030 on our platforms. So want to have a call to action for y'all to come and visit us at the Cascade booth. I mentioned the demo you'll see, but then this afternoon, hopefully you have time to go and see it yourself. The few points I want you to remember from me today. So one, the aviation connects the world, makes it safer, makes it more modern, and it raises the quality of life. We at Boeing believe that sustainable aviation is the only way to ensure that those benefits can continue. We don't get there without Asia Pacific. The growth in this region, the capability in this region, the only way we unlock the global aviation journey to net zero is by activating here in Asia Pacific. And finally, the participation of the region in the sustainable aviation revolution is the single biggest economic and social opportunity that we see here in the region. So with that, I thank you for your time. And I'm going to actually put up the word cloud now so we can see what exactly you all think about sustainable aviation here in the region. Thank you for your time. Thanks.